Hi everyone, my name is Joanna Andujar, and in this video I'm going to be reflecting on instructional strategies, how they connect in learning theories, and how I plan to continue using in my classroom to support students' learning and engagement. In my research, some of the strategies that I look for were focused on teachers and students. For example, clear instructions, direct instructions that work well, especially in lower grades like kindergarten. Students learn to find different patterns by looking at examples because they're visual learners. Now, cooperative learning helps students improve their social and academic skills through group work, such as reading a book in the carpet, where we had an open discussions and students learn from one another academically, and also socially. It helped them to be able to work together with their peers. Since this type of learning encourages students to be curious and to be able to explore. Now, I looked at learning by doing, using songs or stories, and learning by doing. I like these techniques because they work well for young learners, especially in a special education setting. These activities keep students interested, and it keeps them engaged with the material that becomes meaningful and good for their growth. Now, these strategies fit with the main theories of learning, which is constructive theory by Vygotsky, that focus on the idea that learning is a social process. It's related to things like hands-on activities and research, in the best way that your students will learn by exploring and working together. On the other hand, behaviorism also is more related to direct learning, where modeling and repetition helps to reinforce the way to behave. Knowing about these ideas helped me to be able to choose a lesson where my students will learn the most, not just what I need them to learn. This information about how to teach helps me as an educator make decisions that will support any subject like ELA, math, science, etc. Now, I'm already in a classroom, but looking at my future, I currently teach in a classroom, and some of the strategies that I use and will continue to use to help my students comprehend and remain engaged will be cooperative learning, as I said before, stories, and visual aids, because my students are very visual. I also use a lot of TPR, where I use a lot of like physical expression, so they'll be able to understand and have a better comprehension. These are crucial in settings with young children and children also with special needs. I've already seen how songs can help in language acquisition, and in children how active learning can increase their participation. I will continue to use hands-on activities and small groups work, such as counting blocks or organizing cards, to help students learn and get along better with others. I'm a high believer in hands-on activity. Just this past week, they were learning in a math class through exploring. And I have never seen my student learn in the best way that I did this past week, because they were able to touch on the objects. They were able to feel them, to count them. And I had the best learning experience. They did amazing in their assessment because they were able to transfer that knowledge into the test. Thank you so much for your time. Goodbye.